All right. Gonna go ahead and get started today. Thank you everyone who could join us on this cold Tuesday. Um, we do have a bit of a bigger topic to cover today. We're going to be talking about artificial intelligence, the good, the bad, and the ugly. On the call today from Aberdeen is myself, Joe Jurgens. I'm one of the account managers here, and then also joining me is Kyle Harritz. He's also one of the account managers, and TJ Horner, who is one of our techs. They are monitoring the Q&A. So if you have any questions that come up throughout the uh, webinar today, just feel free to drop those in the Q&A. If it's anything too complex, we'll probably have to reach out and talk to you after, but do just want to go ahead and jump into this. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat already. So you guys are familiar with CyberSmart Briefs. For those of you who may be attending your first one, these are just little end user security educations that we do the third Tuesday of every month. We try to keep it to about 5 minutes of content and leave some time for Q&A. Today is probably going to be a little bit longer with content. We do use the primary content and put that onto our YouTube channel, which is at Aberdeen Consulting. So if you want to look back at these for reference, we have all of our old ones up there. Again, please feel free to put feedback into the Q&A, or if you are looking for us to talk about any other sort of topics, you can find that Q&A in the top right corner of the Teams window. The messages, you can choose to post anonymously. There is a check mark that you have to do, or a checkbox you have to click for that. And then it's monitored throughout the webinar. And again, your suggestions can shape what we talk about in the future. The goal of these is to help you become more secure online. So, with that being said, let's hop into the content here. AI's kind of been around for a lot longer than a lot of people have, so we really can't talk about today's world of it without talking about a brief history and how we got here. Um, Although you can find traces of AI in Greek mythology, it really was sort of the first modern theories kind of developed around the 1940s and 1950s in papers by a scientist named Alan Turing, who called it machine intelligence. You may actually recognize the name from the 2014 movie The Imitation Game. And then based on Alan Turing's theories, his early papers of field of artificial intelligence research was officially founded in 1956. And not much progress was made due to computing limitations at the time. However, in the 1970s, early AIs were starting to come around, one of them being used to play checkers, a different one being used to play chess. And then again, we kind of hit a period where computing couldn't quite keep up to the demands AI had for us, which kind of led to a brief period of just not much being developed with it. And then that changed in 1997. Um, AI came back into the limelight with IBM's Deep Blue beating the reigning chess world champion Grandmaster Garry Kasparov on a televised event, and it kind of kicked off another wave of funding for AI research. 2004, DARPA launched the DARPA Grand Challenge, which saw universities compete to build autonomous vehicles to drive through a 150-mile course through the Mojave. Um, Ultimately, that ended just after 7 miles, with all vehicles becoming stuck. However, in 2005, one vehicle or 4 of 5 vehicles did end up completing the challenge in under 7 hours. In 2011, AI came back into the public eye with IBM's Watson beat two Jeopardy legends, Brad Rutter and Ken Jennings, in an exhibition match, pretty heavy-handedly, might I say. And then in 2016, we actually saw a huge boom in AI. The New York Times reporting that interest had reached a frenzy level after the market for related products had reached $8 billion. Um, and that kind of really led to where we're at today. AI, as you know it, really started in 2018 with large language models being developed, such as ChatGPT. That's kind of where we're at now. Um, so another way of looking at is we entered today's era when AI models began to outperform humans in tests such as language or image recognition. There's plenty of different AI models out there to function and work in different ways, but we're kind of in a Wild West stage. There's not much sort of for regulations. But again, there's plenty of different models. There's economic models, there's ones that handle linguistic, whether it's voice or audio generation or speech recognition, um, image generation, ones that can just straight up solve college level math equations. And again, there's lots of capabilities of these different AI instances, but there's little to no regulation. So, you know, we wanted to break it down into kind of three different areas: how it's used for good, how it's used for bad, and the ugly side of it, or the gray areas of AI. And, today, the good side, it can be used for language models to create quick documents or research the internet, pull back relevant data on a query. Some of you may have seen examples of this in ChatGPT, Claude 2, Microsoft Copilot, Google Bard, all function in a very similar manner. There's lots of video editing tools for captioning or stylizing videos like Premiere Pro, Captions app, CapCut are some examples of that, or other design tools to automate the graphic design process like creating stylized text, generating backgrounds such as Canva AI, Microsoft Designer, or Photoshop or Illustrator from Adobe even have capabilities now. Um, and unfortunately, as much good as the technology brings, there are some people using it for bad. One of the ways they're doing this is via language models that are used for SMSing or phishing via text. I've had some conversations with that AI that are pretty convincing. However, I was on ChatGPT, so I was aware it was an AI I was speaking to. If taken out of context, if I just got a text, I may not be able to recognize that with how advanced AI has become. Um, and again, they're just trying to use those text messages to gain information about you, get you to click on a link, give up your password to a service. Um, there's also language models used for writing, which was a major cause of recent strikes in Hollywood. Studios were having writers write many episodes and then feeding scripts from those episodes into an AI service and letting AI do the rest. So, have a writer write 30 episodes and then AI spits out the last 10 for them, which was taking compensation and jobs away from people. And again, this is what we feel is bad: is um, people using it for monetary gain without properly paying people for the rights to what they were creating. And then threat actors are also able to use image protection or image generation to create more accurate spoofs of login pages, which soon could actually become nearly indistinguishable from the regular ones. The other aspect of image generation is lots of AI is being trained on artwork that people don't own the rights to, which effectively led to artists having their art and style stolen by AI. There are lots of other applications that AI could be used for that could be considered malicious. A common use is breaking password. Threat actors can actually use AI to instantly break passwords that have 8 digits, no matter how complex they are. Which is why we've always said at minimum 9 characters. However, we will be changing our stance to that to be recommending more in the near future. And you know, the line with AI is always kind of between consent and compensation. A lot of these can be used without consent. However, there's not necessarily laws from preventing people from doing it without consent. And a lot of use case for this is questionable, but it could be considered malicious. Language models being used to spoof voices, and you can get a full spoof of your own voice with 5 minutes of audio, or somebody else's voice if you want. Some of these are used for funny videos. However, it can be used to spread misinformation. Image generators are being used to put people's faces on others' bodies or create spoofed images of war. And video generation is being paired with audio to spoof as if it looks like somebody is speaking and saying something when it's not actually them saying that. So we're just kind of entering this era where there's not laws against this right now, so it's just an increasing threat that we see online, especially with it being an election year. So how do you protect yourself against AI? The first thing you can do is observe, observe, observe. AI is pretty advanced, however, errors still are common. You should be on the lookout for odd or irregular movements in videos or oddities in photos, like extra limbs or fingers. However, that is currently being trained out of image generators, so you'll have to be more scrutinizing of it in the future. Look at the style of the photo. Is there something that doesn't quite look realistic in there? Obviously, password security is only becoming increasingly important using a password manager. don't reuse your passwords, keep passwords complex, and think passphrase, not password. The last thing we really recommend is keep private data away from AI. If the product is free, you are most likely the product, or rather, your data is. It's probably collecting data to train on, so be conscious of what you're putting in there. There are errors that cause people to see what other users have. Uh, it had conversations with. There's currently no laws that protect from data privacy harm due to AI. So we do have some helpful articles in here, just for some references for you guys, that are helpful. Here's one from Cisco, how threat actors are using AI and other modern tools to enhance phishing. This one is great. It actually contains some screenshots from different phishing attempts that people have been using AI for, and sort of the red flags and what to look out for. And I believe TJ is going to be posting links for this in the chat, so just keep an eye out for those. The next one is Forbes Generative AI is the next tactical cyber weapon for threat actors. Again, very informative. I would recommend you reading that one as well. And the last one is sort of more on the business side of it. It's 6 steps towards AI security and how to be secure if you're using AI in your business. So, again, very interesting article. I would highly recommend reading that. So, without further ado, I do want to open up the floor for questions. So Kyle, TJ, they're going to take over the Q&A for me.